Ari Lewis Show.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ari Lewis Show here on Israel Sports and News Radio. Thank you for joining us. We have a great program today. At any time, you can email the show, arilewishow@hotmail.com, or the station Israel Sports and News Radio at gmail.com. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, feel free to go over to the website, israelsportsandnewsradio.com. Tell your friends about it. We've been up for a few months. We've been getting great feedback. Really appreciate it. We're doing the show for the fans, people interested in Israel, both from a sports perspective and a news perspective as well. And if you'd like to send a donation, you can do so through PayPal, israelsportsradio@yahoo.com. Again, israelsportsradio@yahoo.com. Israel Lacrosse is absolutely killing it. One of the finest sports going on here in the Holy Land. And we're going to talk about a lot of great accomplishments they've done recently. On the line right now, man who makes part of making Israel Lacrosse go. He's not the only person, but he's one of them. First time on the program, it's a big welcome to have on Mr. Jeff Schwartz. Jeff, welcome to the program. How you doing out there? Good to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Israel Lacrosse has only been around about 4 years, started in summer 2011. I remember having some guys in my studio, and you guys have been done so much lately and losing track. Tell us about your accomplishments.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess at the international level, competing with other countries, we just are coming off a pretty unbelievable performance at the World Championships for box lacrosse, the indoor version of lacrosse for people who don't know. It came in fourth place, made it all the way to the medal round, got a chance to play against some of the best teams in the world, Canada and the United States, and really broke ground for Israel Lacrosse to a place that I don't think really anybody outside of the organization expected, which is pretty unbelievable. And then locally, here in Israel, we're sort of kicking off a new initiative in some new cities in Ramleh, in Ashdod, in Kiryat Gat, and then kind of continuing what we've been doing in Tel Aviv and Netanya, in Ashkelon as well. So things are definitely on the up, both in Israel and on the international level for sure.
Now, you guys have some exciting things going on, doing a little tour in the United States, playing a couple of teams. Tell us who you're playing this weekend.
Yeah, there's actually two scrimmages this weekend, which was great. Great exposure for the program. The first was against Towson University, a perennial Division I powerhouse. They actually had coming off a great season last year. I know they're expected to have another great season this year. I know we performed well. And then yesterday, we got a chance to face off against Stevenson University in Baltimore. It's another school right outside Baltimore in Owings Mills, a top-level Division III school. They were national champions in 2013. And again, I think, we proved to be, right at that level of competition. So for us, I think it's just great, exposure in lacrosse hotbeds like Baltimore. And it's also a great way to partner with, some of our donors back in America, people who, really care about the growth of the game and the growth of Israel Lacrosse, and people who have, continued to give back to the program, and some new folks who are looking to get involved. It's just a great way to get, bring the connection between, American Jews and Israelis and people who love lacrosse and Israel Lacrosse, and just an awesome opportunity to bring it all together.
Now, in addition to all the accomplishments that Israel Lacrosse has and the team has had, there's a certain special guy who's got an award, very prestigious, from Israel Lacrosse. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so my understanding of the award is it's given to folks who have really made a commitment to the development of the sport. I don't really know too much about how other sports do it, but I know in lacrosse it's pretty unique in terms of the amount that people are willing to give back. And by give back, I mean make sacrifices in their own lives to introduce the sport to other people that, have never heard of it in other countries. And I think Matt is an unbelievable example of somebody who is willing to, take a little bit of a risk and kind of walk into an unknown and help start something that's turned to be pretty unbelievable here in Israel. And he's, one of the pioneers, along with some other guys. And, people like that are deserving of an award, deserving of some recognition from the Federation of International Lacrosse, and it's pretty cool that he got a chance to get it.
Now, you were talking about that tour playing against different schools, and let's be honest, as great as it is to play against the schools and as much fun as it might be, it's partly a recruiting trip. There are going to be people on the East Coast of the United States who see Israel Lacrosse and they're Jewish. They might want to hop on a plane, come to Israel, and join the team. So it's another benefit from the tour.
Yeah, I think sort of a secondary result might be to open up some people's eyes as to the possibility of, moving to Israel and becoming a part of the program and, becoming Israeli in that sense. I'm not sure it's the main idea or the main goal. I think exposure is probably more of a focus for us, but, it's one of those things where, if somebody who's got a connection to Israel already or who's looking to build one, sees an opportunity that we have to kind of help do something pretty cool in Israel, we're certainly not going to, keep from helping those kids pursue a potential dream.
Again, you're listening to the Ari Lewis Show here on Israel Sports and News Radio. The email is arilewishow@hotmail.com. My guest is Jeff Schwartz of Israel Lacrosse. Now, talk about the game in the Carrier Dome. That is a prestigious place to play Israel lacrosse, and you guys got to play there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean that's about as good as it gets. I got a chance to play against the United States in Syracuse in the Carrier Dome, which has been host to some of the most historic lacrosse events that our sport has ever seen. Playing most of their games on the Onondaga Nation, where the sport was invented. And then getting a chance to be really at the center of the world's attention. I mean, it's hard to really put into words how much that means to Israel, how much it means to Israel lacrosse, and really what we're trying to do. And the testament is to the guys on the team, to Coach MacArthur, and the guys who really sacrificed a lot to make time out of their lives to support Israel and put it all out there. I know that tournament was a grind. It's 10 days, games almost every day, and box lacrosse is a physical sport. And to come out with, a fourth place result, a fourth place finish is about as good as you can possibly ask for.
And the icing on the cake, the game was on ESPN radio. What was that like?
Oh, I mean, that's a dream come true. If you think about it, most people in our sport don't play because of the notoriety or the chance to get on TV or anything like that, or on radio or really anything in terms of media exposure. So for those guys to, put on an Israel jersey and represent, their country in that way and be able to do it at the world stage and be able to be broadcast on ESPN, I mean, that's just the coolest thing.
All right, now, Jeff, let's talk a little bit about you personally. You've had a pretty good career. You played in college for a while before coming over to Israel and helping being a coach. So let's talk a little bit about what you've done in the past before you came to the Holy Land and helped out Israel Lacrosse achieve its success.
Yeah, I played my college ball at Lynchburg College. It's a small Division III school in Southwest Virginia, kind of between some of the Blue Ridge mountain ranges. It was unbelievable. I mean, I went there having not so much lacrosse experience. I started playing in high school, so I was a little newer to the game than a lot of other guys are. And, sort of took a risk to move from the Northeast down to the South, but it really just turned out to be the most incredible experience it could have been. Just played with some of the greatest people, gotten a chance to meet some of the greatest teammates, win a lot of games. Had some success myself, but really it's the stuff, that we did on the field as a team, all the stuff kind of behind the scenes on the practice field, on the track, and in the weight room, all the little things that a lot of guys talk about. That's really what, when I get back with my friends and we talk about, the glory days, so to speak, that's the stuff that we talk about.
Good times working out in the gym, right?
Yes, sometimes, man. Sometimes on the track, and it's usually not necessarily great memories, but somehow when we're all together, it turns into those.
Again, this is the Ari Lewis Show here on Israel Sports and News Radio. Email is arilewishow@hotmail.com. Joined by Jeff Schwartz, former player, now he's coaching. Jeff, they say the great players have a hard time becoming a coach, coaching others. What's that like for you? Tell us about it.
Luckily, I was only a face-off guy, and that's not really a star player ever. So I guess I don't have that to worry about. But the transition's been unique. After I graduated at Lynchburg, I got a chance to coach there for a year, which was a pretty great experience to sort of work for Coach Kudelka at Lynchburg and get to learn from him a little bit. For here, I think it's a little bit of a different animal. You're coaching adults at the Euro level, at the national level, and guys who are your peers in other aspects of the organization. So it's been a challenge. And then, the stuff that we're doing in Ashdod, trying to build up that youth program. We have all throughout Israel Lacrosse, we have unbelievable people. So, just to have the support of those people and the support of the city of Ashdod and the kids who are just beyond enthusiastic about playing and practicing and getting better and learning about the game. It's been as easy a transition as it could have been.
Again, this is the Ari Lewis Show here at Israel Sports News Radio, talking about Israel Lacrosse. They're absolutely killing it. A big reason for that, probably the number one reason, the man who makes everything go, Mr. Scott Neese, what he's done in 4 years, truly, truly incredible. I don't think Scott sleeps. I think that's the only way he can really get this kind of stuff done. But, Jeff, you probably know better than me. Tell us, Scott Neese, head of Israel Lacrosse, does he ever get shut-eyed? Does he ever get sleep? Because I don't think he does. What do you think?
I think you're right. I don't think he does sleep. I don't know if there's any other way. Scott's a machine. I think it takes a guy with his kind of personality, kind of a go-getter like that, somebody who's really just so driven to build something special to do it. And I think he's laid the groundwork for what you see now, clearly. And now with all the success we're having at the international level, the number of kids that we have in country that are playing and expecting that to grow even more in the coming months, even, the sky's the limit. Scott started all that. So, how unbelievable is that? And the dude just works, man. He loves what he does, and he's passionate about it. And he works and works and works, and will do anything he can in his power to give everybody the best opportunities.
Again, this is the Ari Lewis Show here at Israel Sports and News Radio. Email arilewishow@hotmail.com. Speaking with Jeff Schwartz of Israel Lacrosse. And again, Israel Lacrosse has done such a great job. All their accomplishments in the last 4 years really speak for themselves. And people should know that they are not as well funded as necessarily other sports, but they're doing everything they can with the funding they get. If you're out there listening, you should really support them in any way you can. Jeff, tell us how people can support Israel Lacrosse financially, not financially. What's the best way they should do that?
I think the best place to go to is check out our Facebook page and get in touch with some of the folks that are administering our Facebook page. Look up Scott Neese. He's a great guy to talk to. And just try to, connect with us as many ways as possible. I know social media is a huge way that we're able to connect with people. So I'd say that's a great place to start. And anything from, equipment to lacrosse balls to whatever. We can definitely use it over here, and we've been fortunate enough to have some amazing donors thus far, and any more help is beyond appreciated.
All right. Tell us one more time. The game's coming up this weekend. You got a plate full. Tell us.
Sure, yeah. So we're going to be in Connecticut this weekend at Yale. We're going to get a chance to play against the Yale men's and women's team. Both our men and women are going to get a chance to scrimmage those guys. We're also going to be scrimmaging post-university in Connecticut, New Haven. So definitely get on Israel Lacrosse on Facebook. Look for updates in terms of times and where folks might be hosting stations for a donation. I know in Baltimore we were accepting donations for equipment and whatever people could possibly spare. We'll definitely be doing the same thing at Yale and would appreciate all the support, all the viewership support, and all the donation support as well. Anything at all you guys could do would be awesome. All
right, so support Israel Lacrosse and support this program. This is the Ari Lewis Show. My PayPal is Israel Sports Radio. Again, israelsportsradio@yahoo.com. Support the show. Jeff, thanks for being on the program. You're listening to the Ari Lewis Show. My special guest, Jeff Schwartz of Israel Lacrosse. Jeff, thanks for being on the show. Good luck to you guys in the future.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me.